Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Parts of the area are getting hit hard by severe weather. Here's a photo of some ominous-looking clouds in Winger, Minnesota.
That area is currently under tornado watch, plus thunderstorms for a lot of other folks. Let's get a handle of what's happening out there right now from Hutch.
All right, thanks so much, you guys. As we head into the late night hours, once again, we're going to have these nocturnal storms that will carry quite a punch with wind and possible tornadoes. Right now, an active tornado warning does continue for the Red Lakes area. We'll take you in a moment, but we have had numerous reports of funnel clouds over Red Lake and saw a picture of a very large either waterspout or tornado that was in the Ponema area. Now, as we take a look, there's also a funnel cloud reported near the Lengby area. That storm is now pushing through central parts of Clearwater County. Here's a look at the active tornado warning for the next 15 minutes or so for northeast portions of Beltrami County, surrounded by thunderstorm warnings with hail potential between 1 and 2 inches from this storm. This area is so far away from the radar that we're not getting a lot of good data. We're looking way up high in the cloud, but as you see the rotation where we have greens next to reds there moving across your screen, there's a couple areas of rotation from this one storm, and it does continue just near the Shockley Brook area, just to the south and to the west of you by about 10 miles. This is moving east at about 15 miles per hour. So if you're in the path of this storm, even if you're outside of the tornado warning area, I'd seek shelter in an interior room and get to the lowest floor possible. That's a very dangerous storm. Bagley, you are under the gun right now. The storm that moved out of the Lengby area is now over you. There has been some weak rotation signs in this storm, and the hail potential is over 1 inch in diameter as it continues to move to the east at about 25 miles per hour. Much of Mahnomen County has non-severe thunderstorm activity at this hour. We'll continue to track the storm, a lot of lightning with them as well. A tornado watch continues for most of our Minnesota counties, until 1 o'clock in the morning. We'll track these storms throughout the show, but Mike and Andrea, it looks like it could be a long overnight. Your storm team will be on top of it right here. And stay informed with us on the Valley News Live weather app.
Keep us posted. If you need extra time, let us know.
You bet.
All right, thanks.
People living in the Dead Lake area of Minnesota are being told by authorities to be on the lookout for lake prowlers.
Over the past couple of weeks, people have witnessed strangers coming off the lake with flashlights onto private properties, appearing to be looking through windows, peeking in sheds and outbuildings.
Valley News Team's Joseph Ojo traveled to the area to speak with residents who are on edge and worried for their safety.
It has been brought to the attention of many residents in the Dead Lake area that several individuals in canoes and other small watercrafts are making their way up stairs like these onto residents' property.
I guess at night, if I saw someone down on the lake with a light, I'd pretty much think they're shooting carp or hunting carp at night.
It concerns me because we do have easy access from the lake up our dock and ramp, and it's pretty dark out there.
Cheryl Harris says it was startling to find out that lake prowlers are making a run in her neighborhood. She says that it is generally always quiet and safe, but now that Otter Tail Sheriff's Office is warning of suspicious activity, she is doing her best to protect her belongings.
I would definitely not be averse to, shouting out to scare them if anything, but our doors are always locked at night.
Over the past couple of weeks, the sheriff's office has been alerted that they had seen several people during the overnight hours boating up to lake properties with flashlights snooping around.
So if I would see anything such as flashlights or moving, I definitely would make a call to the county sheriff immediately.
And several residents we spoke with were not aware of the suspicious activity going on until we arrived, and they tell us that now that they know, they are planning to utilize their pets for added protection against lake prowlers.
Yeah, maybe, and maybe I'll just go down to the lake and take a closer look.
Harris says she's normally awake at the time the prowlers have been reportedly poking around private properties, and she will now be keeping an extra eye out and alert her fellow neighbors, even if it's in the middle of the night.
You're better safe than sorry, and you should never assume everything's going to be okay.
In Otter Tail County, Joseph Ojo, Valley News Live.
The sheriff's office hasn't been able to release a description on the suspects due to the late hours of the incidents. If you notice anything suspicious in the area, contact law enforcement.
The mother of a 4-month-old baby boy who was found dead in rural Stutsman County is now facing manslaughter and child neglect charges. 25-year-old Justice Lang had been missing for 4 days. Told authorities she couldn't remember the last time that she had her baby. Well, last Friday, a farmer found Lang wandering on a road east of Woodworth. She was taken to the hospital in Fargo while authorities searched for her baby. His body was found Saturday on the edge of a slough. Authorities were unsure how long it had been there.
Police arrested a West Fargo man for allegedly pointing a gun at another man during a fight. Officers say it happened at 8th Street West and 2nd Avenue. The victim told authorities that Trace Adams pointed a silver handgun at him and then fled the scene in a blue Dodge truck. Police later found the truck and arrested Adams. The handgun was recovered and taken into evidence. Adams is facing a terrorizing charge.
Bail has been set at $500,000 for a Minnesota woman accused in the murder of a 2-month-old baby girl. 30-year-old Sarah Cortan of Red Lake Falls is being charged with second-degree murder. Authorities say the baby's death was the result of injuries from physical assault that happened in her home in Red Lake Falls last month. An autopsy shows that the injuries that the baby suffered were from inflicted trauma. If convicted, Cortan faces up to 40 years in prison and up to $40,000 in fines. Her next court date is set for August 14th.
Divers from Valley Water Rescue were searching a pond today near Hitterdal for more evidence in the murder of a Wahpeton man. The search started in a pond about a quarter-mile away from the farmstead where Troy Yarbrough was murdered. Divers found a piece of evidence last week in the pond that investigators didn't know they were missing. Officials say they were out searching today for something about the size of a cell phone. However, after almost 5 hours in the water, divers came up empty-handed. 39-year-old Jason Jensen and 34-year-old Kayla Westcott are charged with aiding and abetting in Yarbrough's murder, and each are being held on a $1 million bond.
Authorities say a man who said he was attacked by 3 men and set on fire in his garage in Mahnomen admitted that he made the story up. According to the Mahnomen County Sheriff's Office, 28-year-old Brian Smith admitted to setting fire to his vehicle, causing the burns to his body, and that he falsely claimed that he was attacked. Investigators say a GoFundMe page that was set up by Smith's family members without his knowledge has been stopped, and the family is working to figure out how to return money that was donated. Once the investigation is completed, reports are going to be turned over to the county attorney's offices for possible charges.
Fun took a backseat today at the Red River Valley Fair as people were forced to stay safe in oppressive heat and humidity.
That includes knowing what to do if an emergency situation happens.
Valley News Team's Katie Opperly explains how you can protect yourself when the weather becomes a challenge.
The Red River Valley Fair is in full swing, but with all that fun in the sun, it's important to be careful.
With all the heat, make sure that you keep them hydrated. That's going to be the #1 thing.
Brian Schultz with Red River Valley Fair Association warns people as temperatures rise, so do the chances for dehydration or even something more serious.
We've got a lot of places on the grounds that sell water, and you know, pop is not always the best thing, so it's water.
But even with blistering temperatures, fairgoers should also be cautious of all severe weather circumstances.
If we see some imminent weather coming, we will start making announcements that say, you know, we are in line for a thunderstorm or something like that. Please make plans or take cover, you know, if something would pop up.
Schultz says it's important to prepare because no one knows what will happen unexpectedly.
Opening day yesterday, we had that cloudburst come through. We had quite a few tents that got lost because of the storm.
The Scholander Pavilion, which is near the food court, is regarded as a place to take cover in dangerous circumstances, including storms or tornadoes. If you're planning on heading out to the fair, be ready for sudden weather changes, no matter if it's intense heat or a storm rolling through the valley. If an emergency does come up, the fair has security, officers, and other officials standing by.
We really try making sure that it is a safe facility when they're out here, but you never know what could change.
In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
Schultz says staying safe on the grounds is important, so if you go to the fair, follow directions in case of an emergency.
Up next, the first of what's expected to be many fines leveled on Facebook for not safeguarding personal data on Facebook users.
And tight rotation continues in the storm. Tornado warning continues until 10:15 for parts of northern Beltrami County. And take a look at this, uploaded by our friend Barb Bolio. Near the Narrows on the lower Red Lake was this, a waterspout or tornado as it made its way across. Your forecast and update to the weather situation is coming up Join us for Valley News Live. It continues.